Hey there everybody, it's Mathemachu bringing you the first Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay of anything Advanced Warfare related on my channel. The first thing we're going to talk about today are the Scorestreaks and all of their mods or modules or attachments or whatever, because the game actually right now the game is not out. I got the Day Zero edition on the PC. And no one has covered any of the modules really at all. Definitely not in depth like this. So it was really cool that they did this. Adding attachments and stuff like that for kill streaks. It's something I've actually been talking to a lot of my friends about for quite some time, and I thought it was really cool that Sledgehammer actually did something like that. So we're going to jump right into all of these score streaks right now. There are a total of 12 score streaks right here. We have the aerial Recon Drone. It says a small manually piloted drone capable of tagging enemies. So if you remember back in Modern Warfare 3, you have the little Recon Drone. It's pretty much that. You have your UAV. That's pretty much standard. You have an aerial assault drone. It says a small manually piloted aerial drone with high explosive charges that can be detonated on command. I've caught this thing a few times. I've seen it shoot a few people. You can control it. You can also make it AI, but I've seen it fly towards somebody and blow up like a hunter killer from Black Ops 2. So next you have the orbital care package, which is again standard. If you've played any of the other previous games, it's a randomized kill streak. Instead of being dropped from a helicopter, it comes in from like a satellite or something like that. And for those of you who don't know what a UAV is, it stands for Unmanned Aerial Vehicle, and it shows enemies up on the mini-map, pretty much, which is on your top left corner. You have your remote sentry or remote turret, which is pretty much a turret you plant down. It's not a sentry gun. It does not automatically do it. We'll get into that later, but you can control it and shoot people. You have the system hack. It says it's a cyber attack that disables enemy HUD, radar, and reticles. This thing is pretty crazy and kind of freaks me out sometimes. You have the XS1 Vulcan. It's a pretty much like a laser from a satellite, and it just zaps the hell out of everybody. It's pretty sweet. Then you have the missile strike. It's kind of like the Predator missile, but a little more powerful. It's pretty good. It doesn't fly as fast though. I think the height for the map is pretty for the maps is pretty high, so it does take a little bit to come down. You have something that looks like an A-10 Warthog, which actually I think is just really heavily modified, considering it has a Gol 8 on the front of it. It's called the Bombing Run. It's pretty much like the Stealth Bomber, but on crack, because it kills everything. It's amazing. Then you have the XS1 Goliath, which is pretty much like a robotic juggernaut suit, or it's like the thing from RoboCop that just blew that guy out of the office. Yeah, that's it. It's pretty sweet. Then you have the Warbird, which in my opinion is a very weak kill streak. The guns overheat very quickly, and it doesn't last too long. So I mean, it's okay. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's good to have it fly around as AI and stuff like that, which we'll get into later. And then finally, at the very end, we have the Paladin, which is pretty much like an AC-130 gunship from the Modern Warfare series. It has miniguns and stuff like that on it, and a bunch of other cool stuff you can add on. But we're going to get back to the modules right now for the aerial Recon Drone, and we're going to look at all of them. You have Cloak. You have AR HUD, I don't know, it says adds augmented reality HUD for target acquisition. So I don't entirely know what that does, but it's pretty cool. Flash marking marks enemies. Marking enemies will also flash them. Okay, so it's pretty much like the Recon Drone. EMP grenades fires EMP's grenades, so increased lifetime. Sorry. You're going to see a lot. These two things support and increase lifetime on a lot of the kill streaks. Support pretty much makes it so whenever you die, you can continue to get your kill streak. It's pretty cool. Instead of actually having a separate support thing. Next we have the UAV. You have speed, so this is going to make your UAV fly over the map faster, so you can get, it updates you quicker. And by the way, the little plus XP plus 50, whatever that is right here, that's how many additional points it's going to take you to get that. So whatever that little number is, see how the UAV says 400? So if you select speed, it's automatically going to put it up to 450, like I just did right there, okay? Then you have extra assist points, which pretty much means you get extra assist points when friendly kills an enemy. You have extra time, so it lasts longer. You have Scrambler, which is pretty much a counter UAV. So they don't have that in the game. They just have a mod. You can mod your UAV out. You have enemy directions, which is like the advanced UAV or orbital VSAT. It's pretty cool. You have threat detection, which is something new. They're going to highlight like the threat grenade in the game. They're going to be red highlighted characters, models, and I think it pops up every 3 seconds or so. You have orbital, which pretty much puts the UAV out of sight, so you cannot shoot it down. And then you have the support module as well. So next we're going to go into the aerial assault drone, and we'll see what he gets. You have the same, AR HUD, you have cloak, you have AI control, which is a new one. So and this is something that I've used actually quite a bit. And you can just have this guy go and fly around by himself. AI controls it. You have hardened, which is it increases your movement speed and health. So that's pretty cool. And then you have machine gun. You can add an extra machine gun, and then you can also add a rocket to it. So this is going to be crazy to see, like this little, bot flying around blowing away everybody. Alright, next we have the orbital care package, and we're going to see what the mods are for that. Drone delivery. It says adds thrusters allowing to seek you out before landing. I guess it follows you. I have no idea what that does. Anyways, yeah, fast pickup allows you to pick up your care packages very quickly. Then we have hidden. It doesn't allow it to be shown up on the enemy radar. Then you have double tap. So if you remember back in the first Black Ops, or also in Black Ops 2, you can re-roll if you had like hardline or engineer or something like that. So if you got a UAV and you didn't like that, you could double tap it and maybe you get dogs or warthog or something like that. That's pretty much that is. You have trap, which is pretty much the trap fake care package from Modern Warfare 3, so it blows up. Then you have better odds, so you have a higher chance of getting good kill streaks, and then again, support. You have the remote turret here. We have the rocket. You replaces the minigun for a rocket. Then you have direct energy, so it's a laser. You can modify your sentry gun, so instead of it just spinning at like the 90-degree angle it goes at, just back and forth, it does a full 360. Then you have a rippable, so you can pull it off. I actually combined the rocket turret with the rippable and used danger close. It was just bouncing around, blowing away people. It was actually pretty funny. It wasn't as fun as I had expected to be. It's not Team Fortress or anything like that. So, anyways, you have heavy resistance, so it okay, cool. It adds flashbanging and concussion immunity to it. And then you have the sentry gun, the actual sentry gun module, which makes the turret act on its own. Then you have support. Okay, here we go. Then we have the what's it called? System hack. All right. Disable equipment. Okay, let's see here. Kills all active enemy electronic-based equipment and disables its use for the duration of the device, which pretty much means no more stuff for you. Flash. It's just gonna flashbang everyone on the enemy team as soon as you call it in. You have assist points, so you pretty much like the UAV, extended time, and then extended time, so I guess you really want this thing to last. And then this is really cool here. It disables the exoskeleton suits. So if somebody gets this thing and they call it in, and they have this module on it, you are not allowed to double jump, you're not allowed to strafe, you're not allowed to boost, you're not allowed to exo stim, exo shield, none of that. It's all gone. So that's pretty sweet. Then you have your classic EMP, which takes out all of the kill streaks during if they're flying around and stuff like that. It makes them so they cannot be used, which is pretty sweet. Next we have the XS1 Vulcan. This video is going to be a little long. Apologize for that. You have overcharge, increases beam width, so your beam is fatter. You have extra time, so you get to sit in there and camp it out a little longer in case you're waiting for a good turret, spot or whatever. A good spot to shoot people. And then you have extra burst, which allows you to shoot an extra burst of laser out, because it spools up and then it shoots it out. Kind of sounds like an Iron Man repulse array from the Iron Man movies, obviously. It's pretty sweet. And you get 2 of those, so you can actually add both of them, which is nice. So you can have a total of 3 shots. Then you have Light Show, which is one of my personal favorites. It adds 3 additional rotating lasers, so it's like this massive, like, spinning blade. It just saws everyone in half. It's fantastic. The next one after that is the Missile Strike, which is a very, very effective kill streak if used correctly. The Cluster Missile, it's really cool to look at. It's not really that effective though, because it comes down so slow. Everyone can run away, but it's pretty cool. Pretty much what it does is it multiplies your missiles by, like, I don't know, 10 or something like that, and they all come in a spiral instead of a single. You have the Hellfire Missile, which is pretty much like a cluster of randomized rockets that just splatter down over a selected target. They don't lock onto people, to my knowledge, like the one from, like, the Hellstorm from Black Ops 2, but anyways. Then you have the Extra Missile. So if you add these 2 here, or one of the 2, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much like the Trinity rocket from Call of Duty Ghosts. They will lock on, they'll fire. You'll actually hear it beep, and you'll see a target reticle go over someone that you're locking onto. These are usually the 2 ones that I like to use, because they're very, very, very powerful rockets. Next you have Nano Swarm. So it says, primary missile leaves behind a swarm of nanobots. Haven't entirely figured out how that works, but it looks pretty interesting. It's got to be good. So next we have the Bombing Run. We have flares, so it adds a flare. So if someone okay, what this does, this jet comes in looking like an A-10. It comes in real fast, and then the wings separate and it opens up, and it has like these propellers that are, you know, pretty much holding the aircraft up. And it's just hovering over its target very slowly, and it just drops bombs, like massive amount of bombs. It's crazy. And so it can easily be shot down. So this module here gives you a flare, which is sweet. So it pops a flare and the rocket goes away. Then you have stealth, so it will actually be the stealth bomber, which is nice. So you can't see it on the enemy, on your minimap if an enemy calls it in. And then you have an additional bomber, which is something that I enjoy using. It's actually 2 bombers, and it just completely demolishes the entire map. Like you will coat an entire half of a map with this thing. Then it says care packages. Drop care packages instead of bombs. Okay, close to the chosen site. So that looks crazy. I don't know. I guess that's like emergency airdrop. I have not tried that out, and that's actually the first time I've actually read it. The XS1 Goliath. We have Recon. This, what it does is it sends off a ping, I believe, so you can find enemies and it highlights them. You have Trophy System, which, I mean, Trophy System, it destroys enemy projectiles and explosives that come in. You have Underbarrel Rocket Launcher, which shoots a single rocket off, and then you have Homing Rockets, which will actually lock on, and they pop up over your shoulder, as maybe you can see in the little mouse thing. Now we're getting to the good stuff right here. The Warbird. Alright, we have Aggressor. AI control Warbird seeks out enemy targets. So it's pretty much like your attack helicopter. Alright, you just call the sucker in, you don't have to worry about it. It comes in, kills some bad guys, leaves. You have Defender, which is pretty much like an Age-6 Overwatch or an escort drone. This is going to come in and it's going to protect you. Okay? Then you have Extra Flare. So what this does is it adds an extra flare. I think both the Paladin and the Warbird only have 1 flare, so it's going to add an extra flare, which is sweet. Then you have Cloak. Adds Cloak ability to Warbird, so I guess you could fly around and be, you know, spanking invisible if you're not shooting or something like that. Adds extra time, and then we have Warbird Wingman, which allows you and 1 other teammate to jump in and pilot the secondary gun on it, which is pretty cool. So you have, you know, two people piloting the kill streak for the price of 1. And then you have rockets. These rockets are they're semi-automatically fired. You have to switch between, well, for PC it's switching with the number 1, and you have to manually fire them. It's really good to use this, the rocket module with the extra time module, so you can just really scrape in the kills, and when your machine guns overheat after firing for like 3 seconds, you can switch over to the rockets and just kind of rotate them back. I don't believe you can put support on this. I didn't see that anywhere, but I thought it was pretty cool they did that, so I guess you're not getting, you know, trashed by some kid at the end of the game. Then we have my personal favorite so far, the Paladin. This thing is a monster. Alright, you have additional flare, you have sleight of hand, which is going to reload your turrets faster. You have laser-guided rockets, which are pretty much like the Lodestar or Reaper. It fires I think 4 rockets down, and you can laser guide them, and that's pretty cool. Then you have Wingman, which is pretty much the same thing as the Warbird Wingman. It's going to allow a secondary gunner to jump in there and help you out. You have extra time, and then of course the thing that I've been waiting for, the 105mm is back. 105mm cannon from the AC-130. This thing is a complete and total beast. You have a bunch of guys trying to hide someplace. You can't get in with your miniguns, your machine guns, whatever. Pop one of these down there and they're gone. This thing is a complete and total monster. What I like to do is pair the 105mm with extra time and sleight of hand, so I'm pumping out more rounds quicker that are bigger for a longer period of time. So these are all the kill streak modules for advanced warfare and the kill streaks, or score streaks rather, in the entire game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this shed some light on the game that's coming out, and most of you guys are probably going to see this months after the game comes out, because again, my channel, I think I have like 17 subscribers, so this doesn't get a lot of flack, doesn't get a lot of action. So if you could please, I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video, and share it with your friends. And if you have any other questions about the video, or you want me to do any videos featuring specific kill streaks and modules, let me know in the comment section below. Again, have a nice day and goodbye.